it's time to try a new brewery for the channel. This beer is from Glasshouse and it's called Chasing Tomorrow. It's a pale ale, but what's it going to be like? Check out the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer. This is from Glasshouse. It's called Chasing Tomorrow. It's a pale ale. Comes in this very sort of black matte can, and there's a little, I think you can see that it's a sort of fish, a goldfish on the front there. This is Glasshouse. They're a brewery that we haven't had before on the channel. Where are they based? They're based in Birmingham, so Midlands Brewery. And this is a pale ale. I think it's a New England pale. It's got Strata and Citra, although it doesn't say on the can. When I bought it, I noticed it had Strata and Citra. So Strata seems to be another one of those sort of hops that has suddenly appeared out of nowhere, really, and suddenly, you know, it's appearing a lot more beers. This was $4.99, says so there on the cap. Best before date doesn't actually say. It says best before, check the can, but it's not got it on there. It's an absolute clear can. So I'm not sure how old or whatever this is, but this was £5 for a pale. It's a bit expensive, but Glasshouse, I seem to think that they're quite a premium brewery, so we'll see what it's like. So let's pour it out into a glass and see what it's all about. So certainly it looks very much like a New England style. We've got in here. If you sort of bring it back from the light, it's a yellowy custard, but it's a bit more orangey than normal. We've got a one finger of head, and the head's sort of a bit off-white. It's almost got a slight orange tinge to it. Certainly looks the part. Let's see what it smells like. Yeah, very much. I think the Strata, you get a lot more of those very sort of clean citrus and grapefruit aromas and flavours. And certainly the aroma there is, you get a big hit of lemons and limes. And then you get a fairly big hit of grapefruit. But it doesn't taste, it's not like a bitter grapefruit, like the grapefruit rind. It's very much like the fleshy part of the grapefruit. It smells pretty good though. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. It's got a lovely, soft, pillowy sort of body, low levels of carbonation, very big hits of pineapple in the first flavour, and really that's the big flavour. Really, there's pineapple and there's a bit of citrus in there. And although there was certainly the aroma of grapefruit, I'm not picking up big grapefruit sort of flavours. It's very New England pale-esque in terms of the pineapple flavours, the citrus flavours. I would have liked a bit more grapefruit because, yeah, I mean, I smell a lot of grapefruit on the nose, but in terms of the flavour, there isn't really the grapefruit. You get that pineapple hit. Then it sort of goes to a sort of citrus, lemons and limes. It's nice, and it's certainly it's got that real refreshing sort of flavour to it. It's got a nice sort of zesty, I suppose. Zesty is the best word to describe it. It's a nice zesty beer. We've had a beer certainly recently, you know, we've got a lot of stone fruits in them, and you know, as much as they're very fruity, they're full of flavour, they don't have that sort of zesty. They don't feel like, you know, drinking in the sun, refreshment, but this is definitely refreshment. And I think it looks pretty good. It's a nice, really nice beer. As I say, the mouth feels good, no bitterness, big sort of sweet pineapple chunks on the front. Then that comes away to a sort of lemony, zesty sort of citrus fruits. Not picking up any grapefruit at all. The aroma has that grapefruit and it's very appealing, but there's not much grapefruit in the actual flavour. Not bad. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Glasshouse's Chasing Tomorrow Pale Ale. We know it's got Citra and Strata in it. I don't think I said what the alcohol is. It's 4.6%. So it's a low alcohol, sort of lower alcohol than sort of a lot of your sort of pales around about 5.3, up to about 5.7. So 4.6 on the low side, but certainly full of flavour. It's a really cracking beer, actually. First things first, the aroma. Well, you know, you open it up and you get those nice tropical pineapples, you get citrus fruits, and you get a little bit of whiff of grapefruit in there. And it's very, very inviting. It's very zesty. It's much more on the zest than the sort of tropical side, although pineapple is quite a big, fresh smelling aroma in there. It's pretty good. I'm giving it a 14 for aroma. Appearance, well, it's a lovely looking, cloudy, yellowy orange. I mean, you could almost say that was a you know, like an IPA. It's got quite a nice body. It's very much like an orange juice in terms of its look. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour wise, well, you like the aromas. You get a big hit of pineapple on the front end. Then that sort of gives way to a sort of citrus, lemons and limes, and just that real zest, a real nice zestiness. And then you're waiting for that grapefruit to sort of, you know, kick in, but it never does. You know, even though you get a little whiff of grapefruit on the aroma, you don't really get it in the flavour. I think it would have been a little bit better. I'm sure Strata is usually got grapefruit, you know, certainly aromas. I'm sure it's got taste of grapefruit, but I think that the pineapple flavour in this is quite overpowering in terms of the main fruit flavour that you're getting. Maybe as the beer, I mean, I've served it pretty cold because it's a pale ale. Maybe if it warmed up a little bit, sat in the glass for a little longer, some of those grapefruit flavours may come out. But it's still really nice. It's got a lovely, soft, pillowy sort of body to it. Low levels of carbonation. For a pale ale, it's got a nice, a good body. You know, sometimes, you know, pale ales can be a little bit thin, a little bit overly carbonated, but this is perfect. You wouldn't know that it's a pale ale if you didn't know. You know, you'd think it was an IPA. 4.6% on the low side, but you know, there's no compromise in flavour. So I'm giving it 34 for flavour. Value for money. Well, I don't know, you know, pale ales, you usually spend a little bit less. You don't usually spend £5 and upwards for a pale. And at 4.6%, this is £5. Now, maybe, you know, I know I've done a recent reviews for the new Bristol Brewery beer, and that cost me £4.20. I know people said, oh, they paid £3.50. So obviously that's better value. So maybe this is available cheaper, but £5, I think it's a bit expensive for a pale ale. It's certainly a really nice one, but again, I don't think it's necessarily worth a fiver. So I'm giving it 7 for value. And then my overall experience, well, as a pale ale, it's really, really got a lovely fruity pineapple, citrus, zesty taste. It's got a nice body, and it's a very easy to drink beer. I mean, at 4.6, it's at the right level where you can drink multiple ones. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't £5, I would like to drink 2 or 3 of them, but I think it's a bit expensive. But my overall enjoyment of it, I think it's pretty good. It's one of the best pale ales I've drank this year. So I'm giving it 15 for overall experience. So we top those scores up and we get a highly recommended, or I'd say a recommended at the high level, 78 out of 100. It's a White Snake beer. We slide these ones in slow and easy. And this was a great beer. So if you see this one, give it a try. Certainly if you can get it under a fiver, then I think that's better. But Glasshouse, new brewery, don't know much about them. Maybe there's some other beers from Glasshouse that are better than this, equally good. Certainly, I mean, I like the sort of artwork here. It's very sort of clean, but with a nice sort of bright sort of image in there. And you've obviously got this logo. It's very much a, you know, this sort of triangle, which is a nice clean logo, very, you know, a bit reminiscent of Polly's a little bit in terms of a very clean sort of logo. So I quite like that. I'd like to try more from Glasshouse, maybe some IPAs, but let me know if you've had a Glasshouse before. What one should I recommend? Have you had this one? What do you think of it? Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. It really helps the channel, helps me get more of these videos out there. And until the next one, Keep on rocking.